It's a first principle that you're referenced by editorial sites. Like none of that to me is really changed. I know people say SEO is dead. It's like, well, the engine part might be getting eaten, but the idea of distribution of authority and gaining authority has not.
Mhm.
For me, it's exciting because I always used to be below the ads, but now I'm back to the top of the page, baby. I'm an AI overview. I mean, organic is best real estate ever. And my SEM agency buddies are now all of a sudden AI SEO experts. It's just like, oh, that must mean that this is important again. It's definitely not dead. It's just different.
It is. And I know for a fact that Google has explicitly been testing and stating that there's some cases where maybe an AI experience isn't the best user experience.
Right.
At the end of the day, like Google is a product themselves. They care about user experience on their platform. Um, and what I always kind of give an example of is like Amazon and all these dot coms in the early 2000s when they launched, we all thought, like, if you were to tell me in 2005 that there would still be physical Best Buys in 2025, I
Yeah.
would not
Yeah.
believe you. But they still exist. And the reason is when somebody's really at like a major transactional decision point, they want to kind of feel the product. They want to put their fingers
Mm-hmm.
on it. They want to understand like how it feels to them and if it's a good connection, really. There's some things where people are going to want to go to the website and they don't want to read bullet
Right.
points from a robot that
Yeah.
says here's the things you should check out. So I do think there's still going to be, it may just be like a little more transactional than the stuff where we get a lot of traffic from. Um, things like how does an APY work, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They can get answered with an AI overview, but what's the conversion rate for that keyword? It's not as much as
No.
online mortgage company. So yeah, it's just a shift in perspective, a shift in opportunity um, between like transactional and educational, I think.
Yeah, those informational searches are getting eaten alive, but the transactional searches, like somewhere you have to map that conversation. What is the best mortgage for me in Roswell, Georgia, all the way to who's the best vendor or, who's the best bank for me to go through, broker, whatever it is. Somehow, I mean, that's the thing that's different about these AI models. He was on Lex Friedman. What's his name? Roman. Oh, he's kind of he's very down on AI safety, but like the way he described it is like these things are alien plants. They were built 10 years ago, the coding, and then we just started throwing compute at it, just tons and tons of compute. And for some reason, they just keep growing and doing things. And so this is very different than hands-on keyboard. We can't validate what's in the code base. They couldn't give us guidance on how search works if they wanted to. We're just having to kind of figure it out as we go. And so I think as people in the earn space, we have to figure out, well, what's going to be the new UI? It's not going to be a search bar anymore. I'm going to be talking to some type of device. I'm going to have some minority report heads up where I'm interacting with this. But at the end of the day, our websites are still important because they're still informing the models.